Welcome back, John.
Welcome back. We
Can we be any more inconsistent with this?
we probably could, although we did try. We
We
we,
did.
we actually recorded, I think, one or two, and there were technical issues, and I think life got in the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame Ozzy like we did last time because he's
Yeah,
not here again, and we should try to been meeting up with him. So I'm gonna still blame him more because he's the hardest person to get a hold of.
yeah, he is. I mean, ever since he went to the big house.
So, a few things have happened. Where do you want to start?
I'm going to start. Well, you have a new Apple device. Yeah, you're showing it on the screen there. Mine is I'm getting one that's on the way. So I will have hope by the end of the day, probably able to use it and test it. But I have actually been testing the new OS for about a month and a half, and
So you went beta or public beta or private beta?
whatever is in the app, public I think is
Yeah,
public
public.
beta.
So do you have a developer license? That's the
Oh no
question.
no yeah, it's public beta. Yeah,
Okay.
public beta. Yeah. So, yeah, I've spent about a month and maybe month and a half on it, and it's changed a little bit since I started. Namely, like it was a lot more glassy. Uh, it's probably the worst iPhone update I've had in a long time.
Well,
iOS update.
iOS
Sorry.
update. Because
Let me clarify. Worst iOS update and the worst macOS update that I've had in a long time.
so I haven't done the macOS update.
Yeah, I tested the public beta on my personal Mac. And my personal Mac is the last version of an Intel Mac, but it also is a very it's got 64 gigs of
Oh,
RAM.
Intel? But come on,
It's an old machine. It's 5 years old. But like there's nothing wrong with the machine. If I were to put Linux on that machine, that thing would be great. 64 gigs of RAM, amazing system.
Yes.
It's a pile of shit when you put Mac OS on it.
Okay. I don't doubt that. I really don't. They're putting all their effort into their platform, the M trips, and so I got an M4 laptop with 128 gigs of memory, full on system on chip.
Spender here.
But this is the work laptop.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that I can run locally unbelievably large models, that's awesome. But we're already doing what
Let's not go off that because I legitimately, like, my laptop worked perfectly fine before this public beta, and I was running Cursor. I'd be able to do Cursor development tools. I'd be able to do a whole bunch of stuff. Now it burns my legs because the fans are running constantly, and
instead of helping
battery life sucks.
intelligence trying to do awesome things for you on an Intel.
The battery life sucks, and again, there was nothing wrong with it until this update, and this is the last update they're going to support this.
Sounds like they're ending support of the Mac a little bit earlier without telling you.
My opinion, this is what Apple always does. They say that they're going to support their stuff for a long time, and they do.
I mean,
But they always it's 5 years old.
Okay.
It's old, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Works perfectly fine.
Yeah. An Apple M1, the very first one you got from the M1, is extremely viable still today. I mean, people should still be buying them. They're that viable for the bang for buck, because of the efficiency and how Apple's doing it. But I agree. Like that transition, yeah, I don't think you're going to get another one. But I'll bet you on that M1, you'll get another 3 years out of it.
Sure, I'm sure. It's just very irritating. When you had something that worked and then you clicked a little button, and now it's a dog pile of shit.
The lived experience of the individual
Yes.
trumps what the facts of the larger world is for most people.
Right.
I agree. It's like, oh, the city is safer. Doesn't matter to the person that was mugged. It breaks down as soon as it happens to you.
Let's talk about the phone, because you have the phone. I've used the OS. Tell me first about your experience with the operating system, because like the whole glass thing, it doesn't work for me.
I did it differently now because I just can't handle the beta versions on my primary phone. So I upgrade my iPad mini, my primary reading device. And I didn't notice it. It didn't even phase me. Maybe it's the way I use my tools.
When
And
did you upgrade it?
2 months ago,
Okay, so you've been on it the
been on
same
the
time
developer beta.
because they've changed.
Yeah.
Because it used to be really bad, like from the glassy nature. What has actually been worse for me though is how they changed the apps. They moved the search bars. They did a whole bunch of different things, and it sucks.
So I agree. So let's go further back when
Mm.
Safari moved the bar from the top to the bottom.
Yes.
I hated it.
That was the worst.
I left it. I forced myself. I can't stand it on the top of the phone anymore. I like it at the bottom because once you start figuring, like once the because that's where my thumb is. That's how I control it.
Yeah.
Found it to be awesome. And I see that showing up more and more where your thumb becomes the search to get to access. And I actually agree with it. I hate the top left hand corner. I hate hamburger menus. I get why they're doing it, but I get changes hard.
I don't mind. Like, listen, I'm looking at messages now, right? And unfortunately I've been using this version too long. I don't remember the old one, but I do remember my irritation with the search bar at the bottom.
I've gotten to the point where that's where I expect the search bar or
I mean,
the URL.
now
But
I do.
dude, but that's great. But my phone, I didn't upgrade my phone until 2 days ago. I've been on the iPad.
Oh.
And so I was annoyed with the fact that I like my URL bar from Safari. Where's my search? I kept on searching. Like some applications do the pull down to search, and now
Yes.
that it's at the bottom, it's more consistent. It'll be at the bottom more consistently. I think it's the right move. It's just the transition's gonna suck.
So let me ask this question. Do you have a difference in usage based on your device? So like would you expect the search bar to be the same regardless if it's a iPad Pro, iPad Mini, or an iPhone?
Generally, I think my mental model of using a iPad Mini and a phone are alike. iPad, I don't know anymore because I ditched it a while ago. Like an iPad Pro, I don't hold devices like that. I like the Mini for reading, for consuming, for watching, and because of that, I like the consistency of the phone. In fact, I don't have it with me. I even put like a sticky strap on the back so I can hold it with one hand.
Yeah, like the little, like the little the handles or whatever that they have, right?
Yeah, so like I keep it all so I can read looking up, looking down with one hand, and that's how I use my knife. So yeah, everything in the bottom corner with thumb accessible is my preference.
Yeah, I for me it's
Devices.
sorry.
On those two devices, iPads I don't use anymore because I don't sit things on my lap. I don't do things like that. I use
I don't use an iPad anymore either. I use my Remarkable tablet. It's the closest thing to an iPad, but I'm writing on that the whole time. So, but yeah, so I think the biggest thing for me with the OS change, I'm not a huge fan of like them continually changing the design. Like I get why they do it, but like they don't need to. They just need to. What they need to do is rebuild all of their apps, because like most of these applications, like they've been doing it slowly. Like so, this is the first. Is this the first or second version of where Messages was rebuilt with Swift? Because that was a year ago or two.
Yeah, that was a while ago now, but
then they introduced it on the macOS like a year ago, right? Yeah, so like that was great. Like that actually made
like Swift is fast.
Yeah, no, it is. But there's a whole bunch of other apps that, like, for example, I use the News app a lot. It's not a consistent design with the rest of and that's what I mean. It like spend a cycle and actually update all your apps to the same like design. Like
I would agree with that, but I think that's also a larger software development world now is that we never actually kind of agree, like human interface guidelines. So Apple was like, you have to do things consistently with humans, but
they still do.
They do, but nobody follows it anymore. They don't even follow it. They break their own rules all the time.
Well, because they're so large, it feels like that they just decide, okay, well, we have too many fucking apps on our devices that we're not actually going to ship them all with an update when we're doing these massive, like, listen.
Or you don't have a tyrannical asshole from the top that makes everything look the same because that's how he likes things. Tim is not that person that will make sure, like, inconsistent. Like, you can tell me, you would walk in there with a current phone today, and how many times would Steve Jobs say, "This is different than this"? What the are you doing?
But people. But here's the thing, Steve Jobs, yes, to everything you said, yeah, but but like he wasn't wrong.
Mm-mm.
Like everything should be consistent on a device like this. And the fact that they,
That's what I
if
liked about it. That's why I pivoted
yeah,
to it. Like that's what was like Android sucked because it was all different all the
right,
time.
right, yeah, no, and the fact that again, Apple is one company. They're a large company. They do a lot of things now. But like, really, like you're going to release an OS update, either a device embedded device update or one for, and you don't make all your apps consistent like that's a
I
anyway.
wish I would. So, if I was running the company, I agree with the incremental within a release cycle, but
If
they
I
should
was running the
average.
company, I would have never fucking released this goddamn paperweight of a Vision Pro on my shelf.
You got to experiment, but I would release less often and do more iterative within the cycle. But I would love a 2 years, a full
They
everything
do though.
feels.
The
No, they release it.
iOS,
They release every year. But this is they do need to get more. I would agree with you. I wish it was more consistent between apps, human interface guidelines. That applications themselves had less opportunity to go off in bonkers land and change the design and do weird things. But yeah, like I don't know, like I agree but disagree at the same time.
so you've had the phone for a few days, right? So tell me about the experience because after watching the Apple release or the show, I was completely underwhelmed. I got a new phone because it was my upgrade cycle, but
I I upgrade every time, so like, well, let's go back. Let's finish out that software. Is um I don't care about the interface as long as it's predictable. Like you hear that from me over and over again. Um, what I played with it already, and I've annoyed people. I dislike the pictures in the background of messages. I dislike the gamification of a lot of things where people, for lack of a better term, fuck around. Because that's the first thing I did. Is I did a horrible forward to annoy the piss out of a group chat, and it feels I don't like those. I
that's
understand.
that's
I
like
understand
you hate my emojis for the
just it just takes like I'm already dealing with other people setting backgrounds, and I'm like, why does somebody else get to choose what I look at?
yeah. So I agree actually. But not necessarily for the same reasons. Like I just don't like having an image
I
in the
know
background.
me and you were on the chat group. Is you want
Yeah.
icons and emojis as the group, and I want a picture of that's Agnes and of the
Yeah.
teen,
Yeah.
and and constantly who changes it more often? You put it back to an emoji. I put it back to
It's like a
it.
passive aggressive way to but so I have Telegram, Signal, and a
Oh,
couple other apps, and Telegram's the worst with that.
oh my god.
Like it just like there's like theming and all this other stuff. It's like no, and Discord is kind of that way as well.
Hmm.
I hate it. Just give me a consistent interface. Yeah, I don't need all of the junk. But on the other hand, like I like the fact that if you give me the option to disable it, I don't mind that it's there as long as I have the option to disable it.
Like, I love being able to do the group icon and change the group name. I thought that was the right level of personalization. It was at the top, it was there. The background that you can't
I
control.
actually didn't even know you could do that. So I
Yeah,
think I missed that part.
yeah, but the fact that you don't get to control it. And so, like, I've done my wife's background, like, she could open her messages. So, like, let's play this out. You open your messages, and I set the background of our one-on-one chat to be highly inappropriate. You open it, and I know you're going to a board meeting. I wonder how that's gonna go. Don't open your phone. Do not open
I mean,
messages.
it
You
could be
don't know
this.
what's gonna be there
It,
anymore.
it could be the same way with contacts, right? Because you can deliver your contact
Yeah, but
updates.
I found out how to turn that off.
Yeah, you can turn off on both sides if you wanted to.
Yeah, I don't accept that I don't show the full poster for other people because I I don't trust my friends to set an
You're
image and then
absolutely
call me.
right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I wouldn't do that while you're doing something important, but I would do that during the week.
Oh yeah, like I'll be out like if I was young and dating, I could guarantee you that my friends would send me change their
Young
background
and
poster and
dating.
send me
I
horrible.
would young and dating. You're married. I would still do it.
Touche, touche.
Okay. Okay. So what else? I mean, from a software experience on the iPhone, honestly, other than the design, I don't think there was that much of a change.
I absolutely abhorrently hate and you're gonna this is the inconsistency thing is how they do filtering between apps. So like messages does like, hey, I get different views. Mail gets a different views of way of filtering
And then like the
photos.
focused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
photos does a completely different thing. And I'm like, pick one style
And
to do
and
filter
go all the way through.
on all
Yeah.
apps. And it's not that I care one is better than the other. It's inconsistent and it's on different points of the screen. I want memory motion to be bottom to
Yes.
middle search.
So so I agree with you here. Like what I really want in an app or Apple is for like all of my all of my communication to be in a single view. Like
Yeah,
mail, where
yeah.
you have like the different tabs though. I can.
Well, I mean, but I just want it to be consistent. I
Yeah.
want the like right now, unknown like until you go turn it off, unknown messages are
It's the
going to go
worst.
to a different folder unless you turn it off,
Yeah.
and that's the
Well,
default. And it's a
I
pain.
well, I actually don't.
I lost messages all for the last 2 days because I didn't know that was enabled by default.
Oh, see, I don't mind that part, but like you need to know it's enabled.
But I didn't. I thought my old spam system, which was based on no
Right.
robo whatever, which only actually looked at the content. This one doesn't. It says if I don't know that it's not in context, it puts it. I'm like, no.
Oh, oh, okay. So so it defaulted you to like the strong deny
Yes.
version. The
Yeah, I
yeah,
fixed that real
yeah,
quick after I noticed it because I give out my phone number a lot of times.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's throughout the whole experience and the Apple's apps. It's entirely like
Yeah, I mean, I wish with this trend, like if I was Steve Jobs, like Tim's an amazing efficiency deliverer of a company to make them deliver like nobody's going to ever be able to deliver an iPhone in a package as efficiently as they do with Tim at the top because that's what he does. Nobody's going to make a better holistic product for a service because that's what Steve cared about and that's what he drove. So you see those. But I so wish we had both. I want
I
both of them.
disagree that I don't think anyone else could be like Steve. But they
I'm
need to
sorry.
put that they need to put that person in charge, which
Yes, they don't have that. It's very rare to find a second one of those.
yeah.
We haven't talked in a while, but let's talk about a spin-off of Apple. John Ives and his open
Yeah.
AI stint.
I know very little about this other than the fact that they invested in his company or they bought his company. I don't know what the
They tried, and then there's a lawsuit, and they pulled down. They had this quasi crazy commercial where it was
think that I still think that OpenAI is a huge Ponzi scheme at this point. Like money wise,
yeah.
it
I mean,
obviously works, but like there's just they're not profitable. There's no way.
well, and they're buying things that
Mm-hmm.
and destroying them, and in the process,
Windsurf and yeah.
yeah, like well, they didn't buy
Well, they didn't
Windsurf.
get windsurf. Yeah, right,
They just
right.
took all the people.
They starve people. Yeah.
And then Windsurf went off to Devon AI, and now it's doing okay, but they have an Anthropic bill they can't afford.
Listen, I mean, we could talk a long time about.
But I want to talk about the John Ives thing. The
Yeah.
fact that he merged his company with OpenAI, and it literally was all the rage for about 3 days. And then the video got pulled. It was this weird Sam and John, literally the weirdest two people trying to have this fake
Yeah.
conversation at a bar having a beer. I literally wanted to vomit watching. It was hilariously bad. But then it just disappeared. Everything disappeared.
Something must have happened. Like that's
I mean,
all I could say.
There was a lawsuit, and I want to go look it up real quick. But there's a lawsuit with the technology. Somebody was claiming that John Ives' company was ripping off somebody else's IP. It was a claim, not real.
That's basically Silicon Valley, right? Like,
Yes,
like,
basically. Welcome to another day in startup world.
yeah, I mean, everyone's a ripoff from someone else,
Of
right?
course.
Like, but I actually wasn't familiar. I did know that they pulled back the relationship, but I wasn't sure if it was just like the publicity or they actually severed the relationship.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not. I'm becoming less and less interested in OpenAI as it goes because they're building a browser. They're building.
They need to find a way to actually make money.
They're building everything. Like I think they'd throw money at.
They're trying to be Google. they're trying to do the Google thing where
We should
they
go find Sam and give him some random idea and see if he gives us money, because he seems to pay for anything.
yeah, well, that's true. I mean, listen, listen, like he's doing what he has to do, right? Like he's got to figure out a way to take the service that they've built and actually make it useful in a repeatable way. I'm not saying it's not useful. It is useful, but it's not useful in mass,
Well,
right?
and
But
it's not
to
even useful.
industry.
Right. It's not even useful to a fact that he has to commit to a $300 billion contract to Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how the numbers work out. I sat down once, I pulled up my calculator, I tried to get there, I didn't make it.
I also don't. I'm interested in seeing what happens with the court when they try to actually, because did you see that they were trying to go public and they had to unravel
Yeah.
that whole
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
because of how the Public Benefit Corporation and
Yeah,
everything
and they
was,
got sued twice because breaking through that and piercing that, what it means that basically, if they were to be effective at that, anybody that got control of a public-private company could then convert it using that methodology, and everybody ran scared in the
yeah.
philanthropies world.
I'm honestly, I don't know if they're gonna be able to do it.
Nope.
So
Well, it looks like they don't need the money from SoftBank anymore. So SoftBank gave them $30 billion for investment as long as they could go private. But it looks like they got a lesser deal, but they also got Microsoft invest, but it was only in the profitable business, so they can't use it for model development.
yeah, well,
But do you think Samuel Altman's good at following those rules?
I think that he worries about it later, like a lot of
Exactly.
the people. You need to be a disruptor. You worry about it after the fact. It's all about when you have to give the money back, not necessarily.
Not when you get it.
So we haven't talked in a while, so there's a lot of topics going through my head. But you brought up Oracle. I want to talk a little bit about Mr. Larry Ellison. So Larry Ellison, recently became, I think, the richest person, net worth guy.
He is the richest person. We should also talk about Elon's potential $1 trillion incentive package to not go do other things.
We can talk about that in a second. But so Larry Ellison is quite an interesting individual, and his children have been actually quite interesting individuals as well. His son is the CEO of now Paramount Skydance, right? And they're putting in a bid, I think, for Warner Brothers Discovery.
I think they already did. It's going through the appropriate vetting, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And his daughter actually is quite impressive on her own, like as a producer. Produced Hurt Locker, produced several other really, really actually excellent movies, and produced a few video games that were actually pretty fucking awesome as well. And I think the part that worries me, though, is that now Larry Ellison's gonna be maybe not a majority, but a significant owner in TikTok.
So your concern, let me restate your concerns, is that
there's only going to be 6 people in the world that control the media.
There's going to be
six families.
A family dynasty that has got the most net worth, controls at least a significant portion of the population in legacy media. I'm sorry, TV media, and then controls probably 40% of new media via TikTok. But more important with TikTok is they probably control the zeitgeist, because where TikTok goes, the trends go right now.
Elon, Larry Ellison family, right, and Murdoch family. Between the three of them,
the Murdoch family is the legacy media, and they don't have as much influence as they used to. And
let's not go into the political side.
I'm not going into the political.
But they absolutely do have the influence. Maybe not as much as they used to.
Yeah, like the lawsuit set them, like, factually. Lawsuit slowed them down. They behave differently. I like Twitter is. I don't care about who's running it. Twitter's a cesspool. But it's controlled by a person that made sure that everybody heard his message.
And Zuckerberg.
I mean, well, he can't do a live demo to save his life, so I'm less worried about him right now.
I want to have that conversation in a few seconds, but like the point is that between 5 or 6 families, it's effectively the media of the whole world.
Uh,
So
this is repeats of all of history. We've done this
it's
multiple times.
oligarchs is what they are.
We repeat, repeat, repeat. Is like it's happened in the 2000. I mean, it happened in the 1800s. It happened in the 1900s. Like every century, this is going to happen. It's going to happen again. It will happen in the future. It's going to happen. I don't know how to like. The question here is not what are we going to do about it. It's going to be how's it going to play out. What's the impact? What's the ramifications? And what's going to be the next change? Because it's either going to be the swing back towards more regulated, or not. And I don't know how to predict one way or another.
I mean, I'm looking at.
I'm very careful around this topic for obvious reasons because there's a lot of cancellations going around on everything.
No. Listen, I'm not having that's not my concern. My concern is actually more over being able to train on that information, and kind of
Oh,
going through the motions of if you look at Twitter, Reddit, all the things that were used to train the initial models, like we're talking about basically, having the information to be able to train models in the future now into 6 companies.
well, let's pull
Six.
out a sliver of that.
Yeah.
People that use TikTok will say 60% of their primary news source is now TikTok. Now, that doesn't mean enough that it's going to move everything because not all that many people, not everybody uses TikTok. It's not as pervasive as like Facebook. But understand it shapes the people that use it, and
Mm-hmm.
the medium is the message. TikTok is short attention, show you what you want to show, trust and move on, entertained and moved on. Yeah, TikTok, and I'm going to say broadly, short form video is going to break. It has broken most people that use it brain, and it will continue to get worse. We are not equipped to deal with this. It's endorphin kick after endorphin kick, and it's
Mm-hmm.
a reinforcement engine that will break the brain.
It's pretty bad. Like I get
I know it's
myself
really good. That's the thing is
well,
you
yeah,
scroll, it gives you what you
it's
want.
bad for yeah, exactly. It's bad for society. I mean, I even have that problem on YouTube. Like I'll just go from one thing to another to another to another, and then I'll look at the clock and be like, oh shit, I spent two
Are you
three
doing
hours.
long form YouTube or are you hitting shorts?
Both, mostly long form, but
So
I'll do both.
I can't get into like I pick my son up from crew, pick up his friends. You cannot give a generation that has TikTok more than 3 minutes without entertainment anymore. They literally
I
wait, no. I'm not talking about you can't take it away from them. It's not that they're incapable. The habit switch. Like they get in the car. If not everybody's in the car, bam. If they can't be entertained instantly, first thing they do is pick up and they do TikTok. And I'm telling you, it is all voids get filled with TikTok time.
mm. See, for me, my voids tend to be a few different things depending on my mood. It's Reddit, it might be social media, various ones. It might be I don't use TikTok, but it might be something like TikTok, like Instagram or YouTube Shorts or whatever. But it's usually like an audiobook or a podcast because, like,
Long form.
yeah, long form. Well,
I
yeah,
love like I love bad long form better than good. Bad long form is better for you than good short form.
most short forms are out come out of long form conversation. Well, at least the good
Yeah,
ones.
you gotta see something. Wait till your daughter hits the age because it will be something even more
My daughter
stupendous.
uses YouTube now and watches shorts and stuff like that.
Watch
I
it.
see the problem.
It's not just the problem. It's just watch the content. It's fucking awful.
It is awful. No,
It
listen,
is
trust me, it is very awful. Like
6, 7, 6. Oh, God. Sorry.
No, I mean, listen, that worries the hell out of me. But we've been, my daughter in particular has been picking up reading the last year and a half, and she loves it. So
That's
like,
awesome.
I'm just throwing more books at her. Like, yeah, you want a book? Go take a book. Like, and we've been limiting the amount of time she can spend on devices. Her problem right now, and was my problem, so it's hard for me to. She uses the Steam Deck, and she'll play the Steam Deck all fucking day. And it's like, oh, I'll play this video game, and it's like, I see myself now.
Yeah.
Like,
I I understand. So, the TikTok thing, like my daughter's really good with it. My son can't pull himself away.
Mm.
It works on him. He can't say no. But my daughter's like, "Yeah, it's been 15 minutes. I'm gonna go find something else to do." And then because she wants to go assert what she wants. She's contrary. She doesn't like being told. My son is not contrary, and he's like, "Oh no, this is fun." I'm like, "This is not okay."
There is a app, so I've started using an app to structure my workday. I don't want to talk about that right now, but they're part of that app. The group that built that app is called something called one sec, and it's the idea of kind of like a Pomodoro timer for people
Okay.
with ADHD, except it integrates with the Apple ecosystem, so you could do it for apps, and it allows parents to do a little bit more than parental controls allowed you on screen time. I'm sure they'll change it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They've spent no time making that interface understandable, usable by any mortal. It is impossible to get that interface to
I'm
work well.
fairly certain that's by design.
I just don't think they don't care. I
I
like
I
they
think
they check box
by
and
design,
they check the box. They moved on.
by design, yes, they want people to use their devices. They don't want them to put them down. Um, okay, let's talk about Mr. Zuckerberg and MetaConnect. So before,
Wait, let's give them credit. Let's give them the big win. They went live with that. They were planning on doing that live. That was
yeah, balls,
I respect big cojones.
big
'Cause that's
balls,
what. Yeah.
big balls. I actually, listen, Mark Zuckerberg's had a bunch of problems over the years with Facebook and how he's run it and all this other shit. That took a lot of balls. And personally, I have a pair of the first generation of Ray-Ban Meta Ray-Bans, and they're awesome. Like, so
Did you
I'm
get the X-ray app?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, so the first app released on the available as side load was to dox girls.
No, 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 no. I have the first generation.
No, the first generation app to dox girls, where it will tell you, like at school, what their name is, what their age is, as you walk around school based on facial recognition. It runs it through PPLP, whatever, in real
Mm.
time. So you walk around, say, screenshot, shot, so you can then go get all the girls' information, so you can talk up as you talk up to her.
I mean, I'm married, so no.
But I mean, the
I didn't
fact
even know
that
that existed. So I'll tell you what I use the device for. Every single day, in the morning and afternoon, I go pick my kids up from school. Sometimes my son, he's 3.5, he'll be doing something on the playground. I want to take a photo of it and send it to my parents or to my wife. It's awesome because I can just go like this, click, and it'll record a video or a screenshot, and it works extremely well. Quality's passable, honestly. I'm sending on a phone, so it doesn't really matter. And I don't use the AI features. I don't use any of the other. They have other things that integrate with the phone, the contacts, voice calling, all that stuff. Don't use any of that. The headphones, though,
I heard they were great.
they're
You told them
amazing. They're amazing. So the fact is, there are 5 on the version I have and the new version. There are 5 parabolic mics on the glasses, and 2 or 3 on the bridge, and then on the other side. And the most people don't know that I'm talking to them with sunglasses because the voice is that good, and the audio, the speakers, it's I would say about the version of the glasses I have about 90% good enough in all situations to be able to just walk around and listen to music or talk to people. The new glasses apparently have they're a lot better speakers. So I think, like, just from the base model of the Meta Ray-Bans, they are, dare I say this, almost a perfect product for me. Almost a perfect product for me.
so. My perfect product is from Apple is still the AirPod Pro. I love those. The AirPod Pro. They are my favorite product ever. I do get tired of wearing them after a while because they kind of hurt of. And I
I'm
know
the same way.
But but I was going to build on this. Is I've heard that people ask, I want the Ray Bans, just the audio version.
So you can turn everything off, right?
Yeah, I don't trust Meta that far to turn everything
true,
off.
true. So let me first start with, Yes, absolutely. Like that is literally the best part about them is that they replace the fact that you got to stick these things in your ears. I found on Amazon, and these things are fucking dirty, but these little tips that go onto the onto your Apple AirPods Max or whatever.
Okay.
They work. The only complaint I have about the AirPods are the fact that they don't fit in my ear. Those tips fix that problem.
Okay.
And yeah, I agree that is actually one of the things that nearly perfect product as well.
Yeah, I love them. They're the staple. We were one of the things we should talk about at some point in time is travel to Japan for vacation, and my wife left her AirPods at home. We had to buy them. You can't not try. You can't not have
No,
AirPods.
no, and
They,
that's
like
actually
the
why I
life.
ended up buying. That's why I ended up buying the Ray-Bans because I left my AirPods I went to Australia. I left my AirPods at home. I had my I had my headphones, but like I'm not walking around wearing headphones the whole time. And I realized honestly, like if the speakers are as good as they say they are in the new Gen 2s, you probably will never use AirPods outside the house. That's how good it is. Yeah.
All right, I might have to try them. I'm not.
I
I
I
have a
feel
strong distrust.
there's a part of me that hurts to be able to say that like Facebook Meta built a fucking product that I like. Those ones, it's almost damn perfect product. Now, the version with the screen. I don't know. It sounds cool. I don't know if I would actually use it, primarily because like I'm not a huge social media person. I mean, I use it more than you do, but I like it's not like it doesn't integrate with the phone well enough where anyone could build an app. So it's only the apps that they have.
Yeah, and they'll open it up, and somebody will turn it into a mass surveillance doxing application for Zuckerberg, and it'll be like, yeah, you built it and shouldn't use it, and they'll be like, I'm going to use it anyway.
I mean,
I don't trust them. I cannot.
Listen. I agree with you. I assume that they can literally listen to everything.
Yeah, and it's not that I think they're giving it to the government. I just don't trust them. I do not trust Mark Zuckerberg's organization. I don't trust him. It's up there with Sam Altman of not trust.
I think they're about the same. Like
Yeah.
my level of trust. Like I don't use ChatGPT because of that.
Yeah, I use Anthropic because
exactly.
And don't get me wrong, I really want to sometimes use Codex and use ChatGPT 5. It's better for some things, but no,
I won't.
not gonna. I also don't want to give them any money.
So my problem is though I love the Ray-Ban, like the Wayfarer glasses. Those are literally the only sunglasses I own. Like I own like five different pairs.
I can't wear sunglasses.
I own 5 different pairs of Ray-Bans at different colors or models or whatever, and like. So the problem I'm going to run into is that if there's no other competitor that they're not gonna go and sell.
Well, you mean the Google Apple Vision isn't going to take over the world?
Well, we'll see. I mean, listen, if Meta was able to come up with a screen on glasses, which apparently not only is it good, like they're doing it in a way where people can't see the screen.
Correct.
Which is quite impressive.
Oh, awesome technology. I can only see downsides and upsides, and doesn't mean I don't want it, but I can see both.
Well, we saw a lot of the downsides on the Connect presentation.
Yes,
there were like 2 or 3 flubs with the live demos. Honestly, I'm surprised they did live demos. Like I would have totally recorded the whole thing.
That's what people do. Apple does it, so you can do it. The blaming the Wi-Fi was the fun part.
That was pretty. I'm like, funny, right?
Like, really, the Wi-Fi? I guess it works for most people.
No, I would have believed that. Maybe not believed it. I would have bought it more if it was Mark saying it was the Wi. But he was saying it was the Wi-Fi for the guy that was like doing the chef.
Yeah, in a room far away as an environment that should be.
Yeah. But. I wasn't. Listen, I wasn't impressed with. Honestly, I did try the AI functionality in the glasses. It's impressive, right? It does the dictation is actually really, even on the version that I have. I don't know if it's just a software difference or if there's actual differences with the hardware. Um, it is quite impressive. Like it's the speed that they do dictation is faster than you would expect. Um, and I haven't tried the live translation yet. But I would imagine that it's fast enough. I do think that the I do think that the I would personally prefer the live translation with text. So I think that that's going to be a killer feature if you're actually overseas and you're wearing these glasses and you can actually see what the person's saying. That'll be quite good. I actually think that this product and what Facebook's doing with this space is quite innovative. Like I do think that they're the only ones trying to do this right.
Yeah, they are. There was a couple other little ones, but nobody's got any real money
Yeah.
behind it.
The last thing about Facebook Connect though, or Meta Connect is the did you watch the reality engine
No,
examples?
no.
That's pretty impressive as well. So the PlayStation VR and some of the other VR vendors have the ability to effectively scan your surroundings, right, to make sure that you don't trip over shit when you're playing the VR games, right?
Simple things go a really long way.
Yeah, also very important, right?
Yeah.
So, like, image-based scanning, the iPhone does LiDAR-based scanning. There's a whole bunch of sensors in your phone. You could literally do this on the iPhone, and it's quite impressive. I could talk probably a whole segment about just doing it on the phone because you can map like a whole room with the phone. It's insane because it puts it into a 3D CAD model, colored vertices, everything. It's crazy. Anyway, Facebook took that tech, put it inside the Oculus Quest,
Okay.
whatever version, and they let you map your whole room now, and they put the 3D geometry into like the VR.
Okay. So they've started mapping the rooms because we've been able to do that with LiDAR and point detection and all that stuff. But they're actually bringing it so that you can be in a virtual world with a
and you can invite
fake
your friends, which I think is going to be quite interesting because, like, listen, the whole metaverse was a flop, right? Right. But it wasn't a flop because it's a bad idea. It was a flop because, listen, the devices are too expensive and there wasn't enough things that were using it, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm starting to see where this is a 10-year kind of thing. And Mark actually did say that when he first said they were going to invest in the metaverse. He said that it's a long play. I'm starting to see now that the reality engine that they're talking about actually gives these tools to developers to now be able to build things on top of that, to let you scan your room and then say, okay, you have a 3D mug now. Do you want to use this in the game or an app that you just and take that geometry and put it as something inside of an application?
So yes, but do we really need more of that? Do we really want more of a disconnect and less and more of a reason not to talk to each other? Like I'm saying this honestly, like I can't get
I think we
people to
do.
show up.
I'm interested in it for the entertainment aspects. Like, I think for video games in particular, it'd be quite interesting. I think for communication, it's gonna be abysmal. It's gonna suck because honestly, I don't go out. I mean, granted, it's not because I'm a hermit indoors, but it's mostly because of the young children. But like, yeah, I don't spend a lot of time out physically with people anymore, unless I'm traveling. And yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult. Now the question is, would it make friendships that are long distance better?
Sure.
I do think that's the
But
case.
the thing I have with, and this is a butting up to social media, it's a butting up to video gaming, is that these it's easy and thus not, and because of that, it's easy to walk away. It's easy to move. It makes friendships transactional. Things that don't take effort. I I see it.
I'm gonna push a little bit there
Please.
because I think that I do think that the video game aspect, that's the medium, and I think that the transactional nature is a result of obviously the medium, but I also think that there are, like, I have friends to this day that I've had for 25 years that I met on video games, and we still maintain I don't maintain a friendship with them as well,
Of
and that's
course.
mostly because I'm bad at maintaining. Like I'm so busy, and I'm that I'm bad at it. Period. But I think I don't think it's the medium. I think it tends to be the fact that um, that people just they don't get out anymore, and they don't know how to socialize.
So all of those things I agree with. And but at the same point in time, if so like I'm gonna go to simpler before I go to complicated. Um if Facebook feels like you're keeping in contact with people when you're not.
It
So
doesn't
like
for me, but
but for a huge amount of people, you said like, no, I'm still friends with them. I go, I will challenge. I say, no, you're not. I go, some of those people are true long friends. You will walk in and you will be instantly back. But I go, I'm going to say that if you haven't spent time with them in 5 years, real time in the meet space on something you both agree to, that you're acquaintances now.
if you haven't
And,
picked up the phone and
yeah,
talked to them,
yeah,
yeah,
most people
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
And that's and so like the reason why I'm saying this and I'm pushing myself is I find that anything that lightens the barrier to people to feel like they have friends and that it's easier, it's a justification for like, well, no, I have lots of friends. I don't have to make the effort. I don't have to. And so like this is human nature. Like I look at it with my kids, I look at it with adults, I look at it with people that I see, and I see less and less willing to take on effort to do something to keep relationships going because and I attribute it to two things. One, we're too busy. We do
yes.
too much. All that's 100% true. Can't fix that. But also the false feeling of friendship with these other mediums. And it's not saying that you can't be friends over these other mediums, but they can't only be over those other mediums. Like and that you need to put effort into being friends. You need to spend time. You need to try something. You need to do more.
I think I agree with about 80% of what you're saying.
Okay.
I do have people that I'm friends with, that I I don't physically see them as often as you're saying, but like I actually talk to them quite a bit, and I met them through these mediums, and but I did meet them in physically. Like I will
But
agree
there's a
that I
bond,
there is a bond.
right, I have some friends, like, one of is you, like, I disappeared for 5 years, doesn't matter, shows back up, "Hey, how's it going, John?" Does time doesn't matter. Those friends are the exact ones I agree with. But then I have friends, like, from my last job. No nobody makes any effort. I make effort, and so I'm like, are they still friends?
Yeah, it's a fair, yeah, yeah, yeah. The difference between friend and acquaintance, and I'm the same way from the last role that I was in, where I'll reach out to people occasionally. Usually, it's like once or twice a year, just to say how you doing, what's up.
yeah,
Just
check
like
in.
and I do that for people that I haven't seen in 15 years of college or whatever, right? 20 years, or however long it's been, and because it's like, yeah, I want to see how that person's doing. For me in particular, I'm it needs to be a two-way for me. and
Yes,
and like I can't expel all the energy. I'm willing to at least give it a try, but if I don't get it back, then it's like, okay, well,
yeah, I
yeah,
can yell into a void for so long.
right, right. Now I do have to say that as we get older, and I'm not saying
Things
me
change.
being older,
Oh,
I think
I'm old,
no, I said we, not you.
but I'm old.
uh I think that as you get out of schooling in general, it's hard because to your point, you're busy, you're doing things like
Family,
high school.
relationship times.
Some of the best friends I have from high school because I spent every single day with them for 8 hours or even more if it was sports or whatever, right? And uh, college is the same way. Graduate school when I was doing it was the same way. Work very similar, but again, it as we get older and we switch jobs or things like that, it's extremely difficult to find the meet space
Yeah,
relationships because you're not spending that amount of time other individuals, right? Unless it's a thing where like I'll go to a cigar shop or I'll go to I'll go to a car meetup, right? Coffees with cars, and I'll see people there, weeks over weeks, and I'll talk to them.
yeah, and
That's
that's how
cool,
you build
and that's
friendships.
how you build friendships. You don't get that often at
That's
any
why
age past college, right? Unless
that's why
you're
they have camps now for adults.
Do they really?
Oh, yes. Like, one of the newest things is for 30 to 40-year-olds is to, like, "Look, we're gonna have summer camps just like you used to. Don't go on vacation, come to a camp
That's
and
cool.
meet people." And I go like, "This is brilliant."
I would do
Because
honestly, I would when my kids are older, I would do that with my wife.
yeah,
Like, we're gonna go
it's
somewhere
brilliant.
because isn't that what a cruise is?
It's
Like,
basically what a cruise is, but it's more but it, like, cruises, like, you but this is
I've never been on
exactly
a cruise. So.
I am neither, and I refuse to go, but that's a different issue. But I love the assertion of I'm there to make friends. I'm there to build relationships because it's really hard in modern day life. I'm like, I fucking love that.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that people have been doing it outside of like the cruise. So there's an actual like
yeah,
adult camp thing, and
yeah. You
it's
can
not
find it.
something that's like Pleasure Island
No,
crazy.
we'll come back to that because I wouldn't doubt it if there's some of that too. But that's just yeah.
I
You
feel like
give
that's like a Jason Bateman, Adam
yes.
Sandler, like Kevin Hart
Oh
movie
yeah.
gonna
Oh
happen.
yeah. Send them an email. They'll have fun with that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna write a
'Cause,
script and I'll get it, co-opted by them.
um, yeah, there's something there. But I read an article years and years ago and I loved it. He goes like you and your friends should move closer together. He goes like everybody has a tendency to go further and it stuck with me. He goes like a group of college friends, they went close, close, close. They all went across the country. And about 2 years into it, they started to find families and they go like, this isn't working for us. And they went and they shopped for a neighborhood. They all moved back to a neighborhood. They found new jobs.
I'm trying to do that. I'm
And
trying
I'm
to
like,
convince my wife to do that.
and I love the idea. I've never seen anybody do it, and I've never done it myself, and I've never made that level of commitment. I try to get everybody to move near me, but that's just because I'm a selfish prick. But that's a different story. But I love the idea of it because that intentional effort to make something happen. And I think that gets lost. It's so not lost. It gets so easy to say tomorrow because you
Yeah.
have so much to do today.
Well, there's a snooze button on goddamn everything now, right? Like you can snooze events, you can snooze relationships, you can snooze emails. Like, yeah, it's people tend to do that now with a lot of things, and not just the actual snooze button. They do it with like things that
It's easy to do tomorrow, but I don't have tomorrow. Like, how am I going to get more time tomorrow? I got all the things that I snoozed, plus all the things I got to do. Like it's just hard. It's very hard.
yeah, yeah.
So we've been talking for 48 minutes. Looks like 53 minutes. Hot take to end the show.
Hot takes to end the show. Oh, we haven't done a hot take in a wait. Why
I
am I
know.
doing the hot take?
I
You
don't
start.
know.
You start.
Uh, I actually didn't plan it. Hot take. But I've already said my one I want to talk about. I'm gonna say it anyway. In the world of AI, text is going to be more important. To stop writing Word docs, put everything in Markdown. Everything should go in Markdown. I don't care what your job is. I don't care what your title is. The more you write in Markdown, I taught my wife that she should start writing in Markdown so she can work with Claude Code better. And she didn't believe me, but holy bejesus, it's so
Did your
much
wife
easier.
know what Markdown was before you?
She just still doesn't know what's Markdown. I just told her like this is
Just give her
pound
that.
pound. This is a heading. This is what this is. This is what this. She doesn't know it's Markdown. It works. Use more Markdown, everybody. I don't care what your job. You're in legal, use Markdown. If you're like, get out of the word hell, your LLM can help you more.
What's my hot take? I think my hot take is a hard one. I wish I planned the hot take. That's why then it would be a hot take, right? Listen, I think kind of stepping back on like the whole Meta Facebook thing. I think try some of these, try new devices, try things that apps, devices in your life. See what works for you, but don't rely on them to a point where you don't actually have physical connections with people, and you don't or you completely do a 180 and like your whole life now is automated and things like that, because you're going to lose out on the fidelity of either physically doing something or physically having a relationship with someone. Use it like everything with technology as a way to augment yourself and augment your add velocity to what you're already doing, add more mileage on your tools or your life or things like that. Personally, I've done, I'd say, two things that made my life a lot easier in the last 2 months. The first is this thing, the Remarkable, I've had for a year, and it worked extremely well for me because I write a lot of notes and that's how I process things. But the Remarkable has a lot of flaws, and software is one of them. And I don't want to talk about that now because I'll go
Nope.
into a tangent. But one of the things that's pretty sweet that was part of the iPhone beta was that the private compute and the local language models on the phone you can integrate with Siri shortcuts. And I was able to take a Word doc or a PDF document that came out of the Remarkable, run it through the LLM that's on the phone in the private compute, and actually produce a note from the handwritten PDF. And then I could use that to then, do other things inside of the Apple ecosystem. Awesome. One real thing, real quick. Whatever fucking asshole decided that the first line of an Apple Note needs to be bold and at the top is an asshole. Like I'm sorry. Like, go look at your human interface guidelines. Like, it's fucking stupid.
You know that they support Markdown now.
I don't, but it's still like that first line should not be like this huge fucking text at the top, right? Like just treat it like I'm fine if you have Markdown, I'm fine, but treat all the text the same. It's text. Don't make a positional. This is my problem with Python. Don't make positional like decisions based, markup decisions based on the position of ordinal position of like the characters. That's fucking horrible. Like, fuck you, Python, and fuck you, Apple.
That's a hell of a hot take. We should do this more often, John. I'll talk to you soon because I think we have lots more to say. Talk to you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of our podcast. To support us, please subscribe on LinkedIn, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. We love feedback. You can reach us at feedback@byteswisdom.com. Until next time, stay curious.